There's a guy right at the very back with glasses, beside a lovely lady with sort of whiter coloured hair. Would you understand a young male that passes over as the fella for the guy? Before his passing, the very first memories that I'm getting from him, I feel he really was a wee bit of a stoner, because he really enjoys joints in a massive way. I get this sense as well from him that it's not that lady is passing, but it wasn't just that he enjoyed smoking in that regards, but he's given me a sense where, you know, he feels that he loved a bit of gaming, but I get a feeling here that he loved to get into a bit of partying aspects. So I know I haven't shared a great deal yet, but would you have had a mate that was over that really loved to have a wee smoking that way?
Yeah.
Alright, so, is it okay if I ask you to stand? Is that alright? Just so everybody can see you. Alright, so I'm always going to give you a wee mic there. So say hello to you, sir.
Hello.
There you go. Would you understand where he loved to do his gaming too?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, as I'm having, not that I am, but as he's given me a feeling of loving getting stoned, I know I want to be sitting playing the games, and you know, and he would have sat through the night. It wasn't just like, you know, on a weekend, or so do you understand where his sleep patterns were a wee bit disturbed in that way?
Yeah.
And would you know if he would have enjoyed the odd wee bit of selling in terms of grass, or selling a wee bit of cannabis, or because I feel here that he wasn't just like having a little smoke. He's remembering, not that he had loads of people calling to his door, but he's not a big dealer, not in that regards, but I still feel he would have sold a wee bit of it here and there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying the way I'm working up here, and that's why I started off by saying he's a wee stoner, because he feels like he was nearly stoned 24/7. You know, it kind of makes sense now if he had the product, no wonder. And I feel here that he didn't really care a lot about, at times now, just at times, sometimes even about like his hygiene and how he came across with people. He's still clean and tidy in his own ways, but I just feel some days he may have just not got washed, and he would have just still had the same sort of clothing on, and it's not that he smelled, but he just remembers he's a bit funky on it. So what do you reckon to that?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank God, I know, because he's given me a feeling like, you know, like a wee bit maybe unshaven and sort of, you know, you might have seen him 3 days previous and he was still wearing more or less the same clothing, and he slept in it, and then he get up again, and then he smokes a wee bit, and then he's playing his game, sleeps a wee bit, doesn't really care about life, and it's like all this sort of routine with him, doesn't really go out of the house that often, things become a little bit more, you know, affecting his mental mind. So would you know of that?
Yeah.
And he's trying to show me him having a wee smoke together in that way. So do you get that?
Yes.
Alright, good. Because he feels here you were happy to take his products, you know. And I'm sure there's some people in the room going, I used them too. So let's just say, a feeling where he sort of lived in his room a wee bit. So do you understand where all this was all, would you remember if he kind of nearly more or less lived in his room?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't really go out, I don't really socialise, you know, and this is where it all starts to take a big toll on his mental mind. And I don't want to just put it at, like he showed me that he would have consumed other substances, so do you understand that he would have enjoyed other aspects as well?
Yeah.
But he would have, it's like he likes being on his own doing all this.
Yep.
Alright, and then that's where his head starts to really be put away, and where he doesn't go out, and then he starts to get lower, and then you start to see changes, you start to see the hygiene going a little bit, where he's not getting dressed, where he's sleeping in the same clothes, you can see him a wee bit rough, he looks rough, his complexion is real pale, you know, he's starting to lose a bit of weight himself, so it's all the combination of that. So do you get me with the story?
Yeah.
100%. You know, and he feels here as a mate, you did check in with him, you know, and you would, you alright mate and all, and you know, haven't seen you in a while, and just checking how you are, and you don't look great. And, you know, there was like that kind of conversation that he's remembered you spoke to him about, so you must remember that.
Yeah.
Because he says you were concerned for him, and he wants to say thank you for just being there as a mate, because he said, not all his friends were interested in his well-being. Some of his mates were interested in what they could get out of him. But you weren't like that. You still got it out of him, but you were also concerned about how are you doing? How's your head? You keeping okay? And he's saying now to you, are you keeping okay? Because he feels that your head's been not in the best space this last while. He says, and I'm checking in with you now. He says, and you haven't been, you hide it from people. He says, but I can see because of how much I was suffering. And you know, he's like a lot of people, I'm alright, everything's okay, but it wasn't okay. And it's not that you're in them places, the dark places he went to. You're not in that sort of context, but he just knows you still have your moments of it. You getting it?
Yep.
No? So he feels for you, and that's why he's coming to you direct in the audience. So he's looking out for you as a mate in spirit. And I know you didn't believe in this.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Do you know how I knew? Because I'm psychic. Because I know you're getting a wee bit emotional. I know it's touching you a little bit, so I'm just keeping you so that, you know. So just know your mate is there and he's loving you and he's looking out for you from spirit. And he's one more thought I want to just share. I feel you have been trying to make changes in your life. You know, you're trying to make lifestyle changes. You know, you're cutting back on certain things that maybe just weren't adding to your mental well-being. Trying to get a wee bit of balance in your life, aren't you?
Yeah.
I know. And would you also understand, you must have had ideas to begin a business and start something off like a startup. So were you thinking of anything to do with a business?
I was, yes.
But the main message is, go for it. Just go for it, alright? And you need to believe in yourself a little bit more. Because he doesn't feel like you have a lot of self-belief at times. Like you'll talk about things and then you don't do it. And he's just saying, yeah, you have to. He had a good wee business going on. You know? Had a lot of green cash coming in. But he's trying to show me, you know, you will yourself, you're going to get, you'll make a good bit of money, but you have to obviously put the action in first. So believe in yourself, because here's the thing, out of all these people, and I know you're a non-believer, but yet you've taken every single piece of it.
Yeah.
I don't know you, I've never met you, first time here. So you see that? So will you let that comfort your wee heart, and you keep looking after this, you know, and your wee thoughts. Loads of love to you. Thanks a million.
Thank you.